There are foods that samurai warriors ate for centuries, foods that sustained them through the harshest conditions imaginable, foods that kept them strong and resilient during long military campaigns, foods that enhanced their physical performance and endurance during combat, foods that improved their mental clarity and focus during strategic planning, foods that were nutritionally dense and incredibly powerful, foods that were carefully cultivated and preserved with specific techniques. But these foods are disappearing from the world. They are being erased from history and agriculture. They are being eliminated from farms and markets. They are being replaced by modern industrial alternatives that are less nutritious. Big agriculture does not want you to know about them. Big agriculture wants to erase them completely from existence. Big agriculture wants to control what you eat and what you feed your family. Big agriculture wants to monopolize your entire food supply. And we are going to reveal the 9 foods that they want to erase from existence forever. This is not a conspiracy theory or speculation. This is not fantasy or exaggeration. This is documented historical fact that can be verified through research. There are foods that have been cultivated for centuries in Japan and throughout Asia. Foods that have been refined and perfected over many generations. Foods that have proven nutritional value supported by modern science. Foods that are scientifically superior to modern alternatives. Foods that are being systematically eliminated from cultivation. They are disappearing from markets and stores. They are disappearing from farms and gardens. They are disappearing from our food supply. Why is this happening? Because they do not fit into the industrial agriculture model. Because they cannot be mass-produced efficiently. Because they cannot be patented and controlled. Because they cannot be monopolized by large corporations. Because they are not profitable enough. The samurai understood nutrition at a level that modern science is only beginning to comprehend. They understood which foods provided sustained energy for long periods. They understood which foods built physical strength and muscle. They understood which foods enhanced mental clarity and focus. They understood which foods promoted longevity and extended lifespan. They understood which foods prevented disease and illness. They had a sophisticated understanding of nutrition that was developed over centuries of observation and careful experimentation. The foods they ate were not accidents or random choices. They were chosen deliberately and strategically based on experience. They were cultivated carefully with specific techniques passed down through generations. They were prepared in specific ways to maximize their nutritional value and effectiveness. Let me reveal the 9 foods that big agriculture wants to erase from existence. The first is amaranth. This ancient grain was cultivated by the samurai for centuries with great care. It is a complete protein containing all 9 essential amino acids the body needs. It is rich in minerals, including calcium, magnesium, and iron. It is rich in vitamins, including B vitamins and vitamin E. It is rich in antioxidants that help protect against disease and aging. It is rich in fiber, which promotes digestive health and helps prevent constipation. Modern science has confirmed that amaranth is one of the most nutritious grains on earth. It is more nutritious than wheat, more nutritious than rice, and more nutritious than corn. But amaranth is not widely cultivated today in most countries. It does not fit the industrial agriculture model. It cannot be mass-produced as efficiently as wheat, and it cannot be processed into the same commercial products. It cannot be patented and controlled by large corporations. As a result, big agriculture has largely abandoned amaranth in favor of wheat and corn, which are easier to mass produce and more profitable. The second is buckwheat. Despite its name, buckwheat is not a grain at all. It is a seed, naturally gluten-free and highly nutritious. It is rich in minerals, including manganese, magnesium, and copper. It is high in antioxidants that fight disease and inflammation. It contains compounds that support cardiovascular health and help prevent heart disease. It has been cultivated for centuries in Japan and throughout Asia. It was a staple food for samurai warriors and other martial cultures. It provided sustained energy for long periods of physical activity and training. It promoted mental clarity and focus during combat and strategy. It enhanced physical performance and endurance during extended campaigns. But buckwheat cultivation has declined dramatically in recent decades. Modern agriculture has largely replaced it with wheat and other grains that are easier to process industrially and more profitable for large corporations. The third is millet. This ancient grain was a staple food for warriors throughout Asia and Africa for thousands of years. It is nutritionally complete with all essential amino acids the body needs. It is rich in minerals, including magnesium, phosphorus, and manganese. It is rich in B vitamins that support energy production and metabolism. It is alkaline forming, which helps balance the body's pH and prevent disease. It is easy to digest and gentle on the digestive system. Historically, millet was made into nutritious porridge for warriors, turned into flour for bread and baked goods, and used in many different preparations and dishes across Asia. But millet has been largely abandoned in favor of wheat and rice. Why? Because millet does not fit the industrial agriculture model. It cannot be mass-produced as efficiently as wheat, and it cannot be processed into the same commercial products. It is not as profitable for big agriculture. Number 4. Adzuki beans. These small red beans were a staple protein source for samurai warriors throughout Japan. They are rich in protein and make an excellent meat alternative. They are rich in fiber, which promotes digestive health and helps prevent disease. They are rich in minerals, including iron, zinc, and magnesium. They are rich in antioxidants that protect against disease and aging. They are easier to digest compared to other beans. Samurai cooks use them in soups and stews, in porridges, in grain dishes, and in a variety of traditional recipes. But adzuki bean cultivation has declined significantly in recent years. Modern agriculture has largely replaced them with soy and other beans that are easier to mass produce and more profitable. The fifth is miso. This fermented soybean paste is one of the most nutritious foods ever created by human civilization. It is rich in probiotics, enzymes that aid digestion and nutrient absorption, minerals including sodium, manganese, and zinc, and amino acids that build and repair tissue. Miso promotes digestive health and helps prevent gastrointestinal problems. It supports immune function, helps fight infection and disease, and is associated with longevity, overall health, and vitality. Samurai warriors ate miso daily as part of their regular diet. They knew its value from centuries of experience and observation. But modern bakuzo production has changed dramatically. Industrial miso is often made with shortcuts and chemical processes. It is frequently pasteurized, which kills beneficial bacteria, and it commonly contains additives and preservatives. The traditional fermentation process, which takes months, has been abandoned in favor of faster, cheaper methods. The sixth is umeboshi. These pickled plums are one of the most powerful foods in the traditional samurai diet. They are rich in minerals that support bone health and muscle function, and rich in antioxidants that protect against disease and aging. They are alkaline forming, which helps balance body pH. They promote digestive health and prevent gastrointestinal problems. They support immune function and help fight infection. They provide sustained energy without the sugar crash. Samurai warriors carried umeboshi on long journeys and military campaigns. They used them to prevent fatigue during extended physical activity, to maintain strength in difficult conditions, and to recover from illness and injury. But umeboshi production has declined significantly in recent years. The traditional fermentation process takes months or even years. Industrial producers want faster results and lower cost methods. They aim to reduce production time and increase profit margins, and in the process, they often cut corners. The seventh is natto. This fermented soybean product is one of the most nutritious foods on earth. It is rich in protein, making it an excellent source of amino acids. It is rich in vitamin K2, which supports bone health and cardiovascular health. It contains probiotics that support digestive health. It contains enzymes that aid digestion and nutrient absorption. It promotes bone health and helps prevent osteoporosis. It supports cardiovascular health and helps prevent heart disease. It supports digestive health and helps prevent gastrointestinal problems. Samurai warriors ate natto regularly. As part of their diet, they understood its nutritional value from experience and observation, and they recognized its health benefits through careful study. But natto is not widely consumed outside of Japan. It is not mass-produced on a large scale, and it is not profitable for big agriculture. As a result, it remains relatively unknown and relatively unavailable. It remains a hidden treasure of nutrition. The eighth is iso. This aromatic herb was used extensively in samurai cuisine for both flavor and medicine. It is rich in antioxidants, minerals that support bone health and strength, and vitamins that support immune function. It has antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. It also aids digestion and helps prevent gastrointestinal problems. It enhances flavor, and samurai warriors used shiso regularly. They learned its health benefits over centuries, and they prized its culinary value and flavor profile. But shiso is not widely cultivated outside Japan. It is not mass-produced on an industrial scale, and it is not profitable for big agriculture. As a result, it remains relatively unknown and unavailable, a hidden gem of nutrition. The ninth is goji berries. These small red berries were used in samurai medicine and nutrition, prized as a tonic and a dense source of nourishment. They are rich in antioxidants, minerals, and vitamins that protect against disease and aging, support immune function, promote eye health, and contribute to longevity and overall health. Samurai warriors used goji berries in medicinal tonics and remedies, in herbal teas and infusions, and in a range of preserved preparations learned from generations of experience. Traditional goji cultivation and preservation methods have been largely replaced by industrial production. Modern goji berries are often sprayed with pesticides and other chemicals, and they are frequently processed with additives and preservatives. Those traditional practices have been abandoned in favor of faster, cheaper, and more profitable methods. These 9 foods have something in common. They are all nutritionally superior to modern alternatives. They are all difficult to mass-produce industrially. They are all unprofitable for big agriculture. They are all being erased from cultivation. They are all disappearing from our food supply. This is not accidental or coincidental. This is deliberate and intentional. The reason is simple and straightforward. Industrial agriculture is based on efficiency and profit. It is based on control and monopoly. It is based on the ability to patent and own seeds. Foods that are easy to mass produce are profitable. Foods that can be patented are profitable. Foods that can be controlled by large corporations are profitable. Foods that are nutritionally superior but difficult to mass produce are not profitable. So they are being eliminated systematically. The samurai understood something that modern agriculture has forgotten completely, that nutrition is more important than efficiency, that quality is more important than quantity, that health is more important than profit, that diversity is more important than monoculture. The samurai invested in cultivating foods that were nutritionally superior. They invested in traditional fermentation processes. They invested in careful preparation techniques. They invested in quality over quantity. The result was a population that was strong and resilient, a population that was healthy and vibrant, a population that was resilient to disease and hardship. Modern agriculture has made the opposite choice. It has chosen efficiency over nutrition. It has chosen profit over health. It has chosen control over diversity. It has chosen monoculture over biodiversity. The result is a food supply that is less nutritious, a food supply that is less diverse, a food supply that is controlled by a few large corporations, a food supply that is dependent on pesticides and chemicals, a food supply that is making us sick and weak. The irony is profound and important. The foods that big agriculture is trying to erase are becoming increasingly valuable as people become more interested in nutrition and health, in traditional foods and ancestral diets, and in preventing disease. The demand for these foods is increasing dramatically, but the supply is decreasing. The knowledge of how to cultivate them is being lost. The seeds are disappearing. The varieties are disappearing. The expertise is disappearing. Some people are working to preserve these foods. They are growing them in gardens and farms. They are preserving seeds and maintaining varieties. They are documenting traditional cultivation methods. They are sharing knowledge and teaching others. They are resisting the erasure. They are fighting back against big agriculture. Their work is important and necessary. Their efforts are essential for the future. Their mission is to preserve the foods that sustained our ancestors. If you could taste these foods, if you could experience their nutritional density, if you could feel their effects on your body, if you could experience the energy and vitality they provide, you would understand why the samurai valued them. You would understand why big agriculture wants to erase them. You would understand why we need to preserve them. You would understand why this matters. The 9 banned samurai foods represent more than just nutrition. They represent knowledge and wisdom. They represent tradition and culture. They represent a different way of thinking about food. They represent a different way of thinking about agriculture. They represent a different way of thinking about health. They represent a philosophy that values quality over quantity. They represent a philosophy that values health over profit. They represent a philosophy that values diversity over control. The erasure of these foods is a significant loss. It's a loss of nutrition and health. It's a loss of knowledge and wisdom. It's a loss of diversity and options. It's a loss of connection to our past. It's a loss of connection to our ancestors. The preservation of these foods is essential and urgent. It's essential for our health and vitality. It's essential for our future and survival. It's essential for our connection to the past. If you found this exploration of samurai foods fascinating and important, if you want to learn more about the nutritional wisdom of ancient warriors, if you want to understand what big agriculture is trying to hide from you, if you want to discover foods that can improve your health and vitality, please subscribe. Because here at Shinro Way, we explore the knowledge that created powerful civilizations. We reveal the foods that sustained warriors and built strength. We uncover the nutrition that modern agriculture has abandoned. We show you how to access the foods that big agriculture wants to erase. If you want to go deeper into this topic, if you want to understand not just what these foods are, but why they are so nutritious, if you want to learn how to cultivate them in your own garden, if you want to discover other traditional foods that have been forgotten, check out our other videos. We have content on samurai nutrition and diet. We have content on traditional fermentation techniques. We have content on seed preservation and heirloom varieties. We have content on how to grow these foods in your own garden. Each video reveals another layer of this remarkable tradition. Leave a comment below. Tell us what surprised you most about samurai foods. Tell us what you think about big agriculture's efforts to erase traditional foods. Tell us which of these 9 foods you want to try. Tell us about your own experiences with traditional foods. Tell us what questions you have about nutrition and agriculture. Your comments help us understand what resonates with our audience. Your engagement helps us create better content. Your feedback shapes our future videos. And if you really want to support our mission to preserve and share ancient nutritional knowledge, consider becoming a channel member. Members get early access to new videos. Members get exclusive content. Members get behind-the-scenes looks at how we research these topics. Members become part of our community of people who are passionate about understanding nutrition, agriculture, and health. Members help us continue this important work of preserving and sharing ancient wisdom. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being curious about what big agriculture does not want you to know. Thank you for caring about understanding the nutritional wisdom of the past. Because understanding the past helps us make better choices in the present. And understanding samurai nutrition helps us understand that there are alternatives to industrial agriculture, that there are foods that are more nutritious, that there are foods that are more powerful, that there are foods that can improve our health, that we do not have to accept what big agriculture offers. Remember, the 9 banned samurai foods are not myths or legends. They are not fantasy or speculation. They are real foods, they are real nutrition, they are real power. They were eaten by warriors, they were cultivated carefully, they were valued highly, they were erased deliberately. And that is a lesson we can all learn from in a world where big agriculture controls our food supply, in a world where profit is more important than health, in a world where efficiency is more important than nutrition. We need to remember that alternatives exist, that knowledge exists, that we can grow our own food, that we can preserve traditional varieties, that we can resist the erasure, that we can reclaim our nutritional heritage, that we can choose health over profit, that we can choose quality over quantity, that we can choose diversity over control, that we can make a difference, that we can change the future, that we can reclaim our power, our freedom, and our health.